Hello people, my name's Lee and I have a new YouTube channel called Heaven Scent. On this channel what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the fragrances that I've collected over the years, and specifically at the beginning how I got into collecting fragrances. I haven't got a lot, but I've had a number of them over the years, and I'm going to start right from the very beginning and tell you a little bit about me and my doings with them. There will be a small review, although there's not going to be a lot said about it that nobody knows, about the fragrance that I was introduced to originally, and that was basically back when I was just a young lad. But what we're going to do, like I say, is we're going to talk about my time right from the beginning up until what I've most recently bought, which was just this weekend gone, and we'll do a few series over the ones, and I'll just pick different fragrances. So it was back when I was about 13, when I was playing outside with my friends, and a gentleman came out of the flat and walked past us, and he had this wonderful fragrance on. I didn't pluck up the courage initially to ask him what he had on, and he sort of went away, and I was thinking how good he smelled. But luckily for me, a little bit later that night he came in. I think he'd maybe been for a couple of beers or something. We were still sort of kicking about when he came back past, and I said to him, you know, what is that you've got on? What aftershaves? I called everything aftershaves back then, and he told me it was called Kouros. This was back in about 1989, 88, 89, and I said, oh, thanks very much for letting us know, and I sort of looked towards getting a bottle of Kouros at some point. Well, I was quite lucky when I was 15, because our school did a trip to Austria skiing. I was right into skiing when I was at school, and I thought it would be my ideal opportunity to get my hands on a bottle, basically from the duty frees. So what I did is, when I went to Austria, I did on the boat, I found out what aftershave it was. I still sort of didn't know 100%, but it was Kouros, and I got my hands on a bottle, and I think I wore it for the full week that we were there, and I really enjoyed wearing it. I still wear it to this day, and I absolutely love it. I know it's a bit of a love-hate fragrance, but to me it just evokes all the memories from being a young lad and going skiing in Austria with friends from school. Yeah, it was the first sort of thing that I really came across, even though I'd always enjoyed smells, laundry and all these washing powders you can get, makes your clothes smell lovely, and yeah, so really, I've just always liked these, picking up on the smells of different things. So basically, what I'll do is I'll quickly introduce you to the bottles which I've got. My very first, this isn't the very first, but it's the very first fragrance that I wore. I've got two of these, as you can see. One's the older than the other with the silver lids. I haven't actually checked out the date of that, but I'm thinking probably 2009, 2010, and it is actually that one, if the camera's picking up on that. It's aftershave. That's not the one I bought, like I say, when I went to Austria, but I bought that one a good while ago, and I just bought that one free recently. The reason being, basically, this one here, which is the aftershave, it is a splash on, as you can see that, and it's to me, it's like I remember when I bought it for the very first time back in 1989. A really fantastic, fabulous smell. that's why I use it periodically. Basically, I need a tiny little bit on the end of my finger like that. A bit more. Wipe it on there. Do that both sides. And that is a beast mode fragrance. Even though it's an aftershave, I don't know why. The formulation, what they did, I honestly don't know. But that bottle there, still quite a bit left in it, is beast mode. Honestly, it'll last all day just projecting. I use it as an EDT, as you've seen. That's a spray on, totally different bottle in my opinion, totally different smell. Nowhere near as deep. They've sort of freshened it up a little bit. But you've probably all smelt Kouros by now. I'm sure it was quite a lot of people's introduction into the fragrance world years ago. And I just wanted to talk you through it and get my first video under my belt and say it's a fragrance that sort of splits people. You love it or hate it. Some people can't even wear it. They say it smells of urinals or something, but I swear to God, I really don't get that at all. And I've been wearing it, like I say, since 1989. And yeah, I love it. So if you've watched me up to now, I'll be doing my next video soon of my next fragrance. I'm hoping to carry on doing these videos, build up my collection, and obviously there's no point doing a review on that. There's reviews galore on the internet. But I just wanted to show you my very first fragrance that I bought. It was Kouros. I do have a vintage one. I bought that so I don't have to use that up too quickly. As you've seen, I've put a little bit on. What I would probably do if I was going out is put a little bit of that on as well. And then that'll be it all night tonight now. So, brilliant stuff. And if you've watched up to now, I thank you very much. And I will do part 2 as soon as I get time. Thank you very much. Bye now.